Hi, good morning, everybody. Everybody bright and early, up. Everybody's up bright and early, getting ready for an amazing day. Today's Monday, and the ninth day of the month of Nissan. 8 days of Nissan already finished, and today's the ninth. Every day of Nissan, we're expecting miracles. We're hoping for miracles. We're anticipating miracles. I'd like to dedicate today's shir to Leilin Nishmas, my mother, Henshabas Yehuda. Her yahrzeit is tonight and tomorrow, but never hurts to start early. And my father's yahrzeit is exactly a week later, next Monday night and Tuesday. So Asher Anshel Ben Meir, they should both have a good Gan Eden. And for my brother, Yisrael Ben Asher Anshel, and his daughter, Tzala Tzipora Bas Yehuda, Bas Yisrael. So everybody should have an Elish Neshama. All the Jewish souls should have an elevation in Gan Eden. Everybody should have a good Gan Eden. So we'll do two things today, like we started yesterday. We'll do Be'ezrat Hashem a little bit of the nature of today. Today's Binyamin. Today is the tribe of Binyamin. So look what we did already. We did Yehuda, Yisachar, Zvul, and that was last week. And now Ephraim, Menashe, and Binyamin. That's this week. And then we'll start tomorrow right? We did, how did we do? 1 second. We did Yehuda, Yisachar, and Zvulun, right? That was the first three. Then we did Reuven, Shimon, and Gad. That was the second three. And the third three is Ephraim, Menashe, and Binyamin. That's where we're in the ninth, right? Okay. So now, Binyamin, as you know, the Beis Hamikdash was in the portion of Binyamin. The Beis Hamikdash shared a section with Yehuda, the tribe of Yehuda, which is the Nasi, right, and Binyamin. And both of these are Mashiachim, right? Yehuda is Mashiach ben David, and Binyamin is Mashiach ben Yosef. All of the Ephraim, Menashe, Binyamins, that whole section is all Ephraim, is Mashiach ben Yosef. And so Binyamin, who is the baby that Rachel Imenu left this world by giving birth to Binyamin, and Hashem put the Beis Hamikdash in the Kodesh HaKadoshim, half in Binyamin, half in Yehuda, right? And so the tzaddikim tell us that Binyamin, the Beis Hamikdash, is a place of above nature. And so today we're going to have energy above nature, because today's Binyamin, and Rachel Imenu had the ability, she had the strength on her deathbed to say that all she wants is that this child should be existing for the sake of Hashem. And so that's above nature. The fact that Yaakov Avinu buried Rachel Imenu in Beit Lechem, which is because she was going to daven for the Jewish people, her entire existence was to pray for the Jewish people and to be a Melitz Yosher for the Jewish people, and in that merit, right? It says the Medrash in Eicha, in that merit, Rachel Imenu's ability to do what she did, to be Moser Nefesh, to be completely self-sacrificing, in her merit will bring the Geula, will bring the redemption. Okay, so that's Binyamin. So Binyamin is today, energy is today above nature. Go above the nature. Now we're going to see something very interesting, again, in what the Rav said, and also in the Shevet of Binyamin, that Binyamin is called Yedid Hashem. That's in the bracha of Binyamin. He's called Yedid Hashem, the beloved friend of Hashem, the friend of Hashem. I guess today's the day of friends, right? Yishkon lavetach alav. The chofef alav kol hayom uven ktefav shachin. That's what we know from that pasuk, that between the ktefayim, between the shoulders of Binyamin, the Shechina presence, the presence of God in this world, will dwell. Now, all of the children of Rachel Imenu were considered in the category of tzaddik, right? There's such a concept as tzaddik yisod olam, a tzaddik who is the foundation of the world, and Binyamin is called Binyamin at Tzaddik. Yosef is called Yosef at Tzaddik. So we're activating and we're accessing the energy of the tzaddikim today, of the tzaddik. In every generation we have a tzaddik hador, a tzaddik of each generation. Every generation we have a tzaddik that is the highest concentration of the soul of Moshe Rabbeinu. Right? We all know that all of us have a piece of the soul of Moshe Rabbeinu inside of us. All of us, we each have a piece of Mashiach inside of us. We have to actualize. We have a piece of Moshe Rabbeinu inside of us, and we have to actualize. And by our life, and however Hashem is setting up our life, and our nisyonot, our personal tests, and our personal challenges, etc., etc. That's how each of us actualizes the part of the Mashiach and the part of the tzaddik that's inside of us. Like the Rebbe Reb Zusha said. Rebbe Reb Zusha said once, he said, let Zusha be Zusha. Because if I want to try to be like Moshe Rabbeinu, then what does Hashem have? Hashem has two neshamas, two Moshe Rabbeinus. But I have to be Zusha. I have to be me. I have to be who I am. Now, Reb Zusha was one of the 36 hidden tzaddikim. He was so hidden that he was able to be in public, and yet he was considered hidden. So he's teaching us that each person, no matter how, whatever we feel, no matter how, unconnected we feel, or unroyal and undignified we feel, or powerless, however we feel, Reb Zusha is teaching us, no, you have a piece of Moshe Rabbeinu in you. You have a piece of Mashiach in you. And Hashem decided what that piece was going to be. Hashem decided. That's his decision. And he wants you to fulfill your life and to live your life and your challenges and elevate them. Binyamin HaTzadik and all of the tzaddikim in this world, what they do is they have to go and they plunge themselves, or Hashem plunges them into very big nisyonot, big tests, and they have to withstand those tests. So that's another energy of today. Okay, davening for the Beis Hamikdash is very, very important to daven for the Beis Hamikdash today, and to daven that we should have the energy of Binyamin, whatever that is, because we don't know what tribe our prime root soul is from. All of us now, everyone who's alive now, we have all of the different shvatim, all the different tribes are in our soul, because we didn't stay unique. Even Kohanim and Leviim, who have a tradition that they're coming from the tribe of Levi, they also have, unless they have a tradition that all of the mothers, not just the fathers were from Levi, but from all the mothers were from Levi, unless they have such a tradition, then we all have a big mixture of all the souls within us. And so we don't know, but our primary root soul is rooted in one of the tribes, and we don't know which one it is. So therefore, we say every single day that, please Hashem, let it be that I should be clothed in the holiness of this tribe, because I have a little bit of Binyamin inside of me. And you know that Binyamin, Rachel Imenu named him Ben Oni, which means the son of my suffering. And Yaakov Avinu changed it to Binyamin, the son of my love, because Yamin is the right side, the love. And so there's a concept today also of the Rachel Imenu, the Yaakov Avinu, the Rachel Imenu who is saying the obvious, that she was dying and she lost her life giving birth to this child. But the Yaakov Avinu is switching it, and he's elevating it, and he's sweetening it. So we have to do that also. We have to look at the reality of life and then sweeten it. We have to look at the reality and then just accept it. One of my very close friends, she lives in Rishon LeZion, a big tzadikah. So she fell last week. She's a woman who looks after handicapped people in her own family. She has handicapped people and she looks after them. And it's a very hard job. And she works and she does a lot of other things. And so Erev Pesach to fall and to hurt yourself, that's not an easy test. So I called to wish her a full shleima, and she said, I'm happy. Hashem decided that this is what she needed, and she's happy with it. Hashem is in charge of everything. Hashem is good. Everything Hashem is good. And this Hashem decided, and she's happy, and she's doing the best she can, with the situation that she has. That's called taking a real challenge and transforming it and elevating it to a Kiddush Hashem, to a sanctification of God's name. I didn't want to tell her this because she's very, very humble, but I was thinking that she's probably having a kapara. Her fall and her attitude towards it, Hashem knew that she was going to have such an attitude, and perhaps he's saving the whole Jewish people from suffering because of her attitude. Okay, one thing from the Rav I want to talk about from the Haggada of the Rav that I'm privileged to have here, and he says like this. He says that this is in, for those of you who maybe have this Haggada, it's in the end of the Haggada, is called in the lessons called Darchei Hageula, and it's number Gimel. He says Hageula eina bishvil hadar hazeh levad. The redemption that's going to come, and it's going to come, and all the tzaddikim are saying it's going to come. It's not just for this generation that we're in right now. Elahi b'shil kol hadorot, all the generations, all the souls in Shemayim. My friend Rebbe Rebbetzin, she should be a good debater for all of us, and it was her yahrzeit a few days ago. She said that in Shemayim, everybody in Gan Eden, even in the highest levels of Gan Eden, they're still longing for Mashiach. They're still longing for the redemption, because even in the highest levels of Gan Eden, where the tzaddikim are, there's still a certain level of, like there's nothing perfect there. So all the neshamas in Shemayim, all the past generations, everybody's going to benefit from this redemption. Ubavur kol elu shemasru nafsham al kiddush Hashem, and all of these barach, and all of the, it's going to be for every Jew that ever lived, who gave their life on sanctification of God's name. Elam, however, Velood, and not just that, Ela shatfilot shel kol hadarot yachad hem she'oru et hagula. The sum total of all the prayers that were ever prayed in all the generations since Moshe Rabbeinu, since Har Sinai, all those prayers are going to be the one she'al yado yitgaleh ben David legalenu. All the prayers are going to sum total come together, and they're going to be the push that's going to reveal Mashiach ben David. However, we want to be the ones, we want to be the generation to see this. We don't want to have to go to Gan Eden. We want to be here and see it in the body that we're in right now. Don't worry, whatever your body is, it's going to be fixed when Mashiach comes. This is what the Rav wants to say. In order for all the tefillot to lift up, to be effective, in order for all the prayers that we ever uttered, whether they're personal prayers, whether they're community prayers, in order for prayers to be effective, we have to have a clean mouth, because you can't expect a prayer to be accepted, a prayer from the mouth to be accepted, if your mouth is not clean. So right this second, we're going to all do tshuva. I'm sorry, Hashem. Anytime I dirtied my mouth, sullied my mouth, misused the power of speech, said something lashon hara, said something halachically inappropriate, said something hashkafically inappropriate, said something inappropriate b'chlal, harmed anyone, hurt anyone, insulted anyone, chas v'shalom, cursed anyone, anything that I did with my mouth in terms of speech, I am hereby declaring before you, Hashem, before the entire world, that I am doing tshuva. I regret it. I'm not going to do it again. I'm going to be careful with my mouth. I'm going to be careful with everything that comes out of my mouth. And because of that, I want it to be that all of my prayers should be accepted to you. All of my prayers from the past that maybe I said that were not accepted, chas v'shalom, that were hovering over because my mouth wasn't appropriate, my mouth wasn't holy when I said those prayers. All of those prayers, the sum total, the cumulative of all the prayers I ever said, and of all the blessings I ever gave people, and of all the good wishes I want them to all ascend to Shemayim based on the tshuva that I just did, and that I'm committing myself to learn the laws of Shmiras HaLashon, to learn the laws of appropriate speech, and to speak appropriately, constructively, beautifully, with chen, with beauty, with love, with respect, one Jew to the next. And that way, everything will be accepted, everything will be effective, and will be joining with all the prayers of the Kohanim, and all the tzaddikim that ever prayed. Our prayers are now joining with them, and are going to surround us, elevate us, surround the Jewish people, and bring the Beis HaMikdash, because today is Binyamin, and Binyamin is all about the building of the Beis HaMikdash. So use the power of your imagination. The Rabbi Yanuka Tzaddik always says, why did Hashem give us the power of imagination? We have an amazing imagination. Little kids have an amazing imagination. When we dream, we see the power of our imagination. And so, and we see that an entire industry of literature, books, fiction books, and an entire industry of entertainment, etc., is all based on misuse of imagination or hijacking the power of imagination, right? So when you see a movie, so your imagine the power of the power of your imagination is engaged, and it's because you're seeing something, it's taking away from um, your own power of imagination and giving your power of imagination over to some directors, producers in Hollywood. I remember I have a cousin, she should be blessed. She used to like the Harry Potter series all those years ago. And she said she would not watch any of the movies because she was a purist. She wanted to have her own, like, her own, use her own imagination to imagine what Harry Potter looked like and what all the guys in the whole series looked like. She didn't want to have that imposed on her by some directors and producers and whatever. It's a very holy thought, is you don't want your Kol Hamadama to be hijacked by anybody. And so the Rab says it's very good to use the power of imagination, to imagine today's Binyamin, to imagine the Beis Hamikdash, the Karbanos, today's Parashas Tzav, right? We're in the Karbanos, we're in the beginning of the book of Vayikra. To use the power, just imagine, and we don't know what it looked like, the Karbanos, and don't, you could look at the books, there's the Beis Hamikdash books, all the beautiful, beautiful illustrated books that, the big giant, how do you say those coffee table books, right? That show the kalim of the Beis Hamikdash. So that, okay, because the kalim of the Beis Hamikdash are described, we're allowed to use those pictures because we need to have some kind of a visual to even imagine what was a shulchan. We imagine a shulchan table as a flat table, right? We don't imagine that it was a vertical table with 12 shelves on it, etc. But imagine the Avoda of the Beis Hamikdash, the Kohanim, what they look like. Use the power of your imagination to imagine holy things. And that's also, as Rabbi Nachman says, it's also what you imagine. If you imagine it to the detail, if you think about it, if you live it in your mind to a detail, and then you ask Hashem to make it happen, that's a good way to get your tefillahs answered and get actually what you're asking for to come true. Okay, everybody, have a wonderful, successful day. Happy, happy, happy. Thank you, Hashem, for everything.